All right. Let's switch titles. Okay. Wait one sec here. Oh, this is why we could. So I have no idea how long this game is or anything. I saw a screen cap of it on Vinesauce from like 3 years ago, and I was like, well, now I have to stream it, so let's play this Senpai. Nice font there. Jerry's apartment. George sits plaintively on the couch, watching television. A report is on about a recent fatal accident. Terrible! What a way to go, Jerry! Hope that never happens to me. Jerry's in the kitchen, investigating a carton of milk. Riff on milk? Yeah, let's riff on milk. Why do they put the sell-by date on here? What do I need to know when the milk can't be sold anymore? All I want to know is when I'm not supposed to drink it. Oh, listen to that MIDI crowd. Man got crushed, Jerry. Mashed. Worst way to die. Maybe he deserved it. What was this guy doing that he got crushed? Maybe he should have been crushed. Just think about it, Jerry. Crushed to death. If you had to get crushed, what do you get crushed by? No, giant robot. Probably some kind of giant robot. That'd be interesting, at least. I think I'd choose, a ton of food. A mountain of pies, you know? An avalanche of pudding. That kind of thing. Sounds nice. This is between you and me. An uncomfortable silence looms over Jerry's apartment as George and Jerry consider being crushed. Anyway, so I'm having a kind of problem at school. What? At school? Deride George. What's going on? What's going on, Georgie boy? Well, it's not school as much as it is someone at school. It's my senpai, Jerry. Senpai? What do you mean, senpai? You know, Jerry. My senpai. My superior. He won't notice me, Jerry. I've tried everything, Jerry. I've tried getting better grades. I've tried going to cleaning to cleaning duty. I don't even fall asleep in class anymore. Nothing. He won't even look at me if I don't get senpai's approval. I'm through at school, Jerry. Through! Oh yeah, I forgot. Hey, we should probably switch the game. Let's go edit. How's it going? How's it going, Glenn? Did it say no category? No, it just goes back to Donkey Kong Country. Yeah, this is a Seinfeld visual novel called The Senpai. Is it like an indie thing? Let me see my camera. Okay, I'm not gonna worry about it. We'll just let people be baffled when they tune in expecting Donkey Kong Country. What are you doing? Senpai won't notice you, Jerry. I've never had that kind of problem. Kramer suddenly bursts through Jerry's door. Whoa, something happened? What's going on, fellas? I can't do any Seinfeld voices, I apologize, guys. George can't get his senpai to notice him. Oh, senpais, huh? Oh boy. Don't get me started on senpais. So hey, listen. I found this old abandoned warehouse downtown and I've been digging through all sorts of crazy stuff. You guys should come by sometime. You never know what you might find. How much you think, Kramer? Abandoned warehouse? Sounds, real good. You don't know what you're missing now, Ron. There's some amazing junk in there. Where's Elaine? I want to get her in on this. She got a note in her shoe locker this morning from Suzuki-san. Ah, the old locker note. Spicy. I remember Suzuki-san, Jerry. Elaine's childhood friend. Oh, this is on point. Small fingers, guy. You mean small fingers, Suzuki? Small fingers? Oh yeah, Toshio. Love that guy. He and Elaine are neighbors from way back. To do a good Kramer, just need to mess with your hair and say the N-word. Oh boy. That's spicy. Small fingers, though. Huh? Now that I think about it, he does have small fingers. You know, I never realized that. Oh yeah, tiny. Can't bowl, can't palm a basketball, nothing. Small fingers. Well, I think he's gonna have to confess to Elaine. We're fun confessing. Why is confessing always such an affair? It's like, I already got the note. I know what's gonna happen. It's basically already done. Just give me a phone call. I think I need to steal this MIDI crowd cheering. She's just at a Japanese high school. Oh boy. Elaine is standing alone in a clearing behind the school. She's tapping her foot impatiently and looking at her watch. What did Toshio ask me out here for? I'm gonna miss spin class. If he thinks I'm gonna go wait around for him all day, he's got another thing coming. Toshio meekly approaches Elaine from behind a tree. I didn't know what I was expecting, but oh boy. You ought to be. This better be important. You got a lot of nerve making me stand out here all day. You've been acting real funny lately, Toshio. Elaine, I have something to tell you. Duh. Yeah, I got the note. I like you, Elaine. I want to be more than just childhood friends. I even went here instead of the Metropolitan Academy so that we could be together. Rebuke, shut down, or take umbrage. Let's shut down. I'm gonna have to give that a pass, Toshio. Are you saying you don't like me back? Even after all these years, as my childhood friend? Dejected, Toshio buries his face in his hands. Why don't you want to go out with me? I thought we were destined for each other. Small fingers. You got small fingers, Toshio. It just doesn't do it for me. Totally honest. Small? You know, Elaine, somehow I knew this would happen. I knew you were a tsundere. Toshio storms off in a hush. Tears stream out of his eyes. Tsundere? Tsundere? Oh god. This is gonna be George's senpai. George and Jerry sitting opposing desks, eating lunch together. I can't believe this. My mom packed me a tuna fish again. I asked her not to pack me a tuna fish. What do you got? Oh, Kohai made me a bento. She makes me one every day. Let me get this straight. You've got a Kohai making you a bento every day. Yep. No strings attached. Not to my knowledge. George is silently incensed. What is this? This is an indie Seinfeld visual novel called The Senpai. It's not like new or anything. I'd never heard of it, but it's pretty magical so far. It's hilariously not trying to like organically blend the Japanese high school setting with Seinfeld. Well, that must be nice. It is nice. George and Jerry eat in silence. Senpai walks through the Class 2A doors, speaking with another George. Another of George and Jerry's classmates. Jerry! It's Senpai! Now's my chance. I'll get that Senpai's attention. Go get him, Tiger. George carefully approaches Senpai. Hey, Senpai! Senpai does not turn to look at George. Did you, happen to see my midterm grade, Senpai? Your score was way up there, huh? Wow! Quite a feat. Real impressive. George looks in panic to Jerry, who shrugs. Yep. Real good score. Very studious. George gives up and returns, defeated. Seems like Senpai didn't notice you, huh? You have to let the canned laughter play out in its entirety before you can continue, by the way. That's why I'm holding on those. Abandoned warehouse. That's how you can tell someone just tuned in. Their active confusion and rage. That's how I reacted. Maybe putting a bit of a point on it. Kramer and Newman stumble through the darkened warehouse. It's pitch black inside, and Newman is shaking in fear. You fool, Kramer. You told me there were great stuff in here. Just be patient, Newman. I'm sure once we find the lights, we'll be up to our elbows in treasure. I'm putting too much, like, Brooklyn on Kramer's voice. I don't know why. Kramer and Newman forge ahead through the darkness. Distant, indistinct sounds echo through the room. Oh! What was that? Let's turn back, Kramer. Don't be a coward, Newman. Are you really gonna turn your back on all this? Kramer gestures to the dark emptiness. Yes, I'm out of here. My heart just can't take anymore. Newman scurries away. Shivering and afraid. Fine then, run! All the more riches for me. Just gotta find a light switch. Kramer gropes in the darkness. He palms something that feels vaguely like a breaker. Bingo, baby. The light switch flips with an almost deafening boom. The light is illuminated. I somehow knew that that's where this was headed. Giddy up. Man, I want to make a series about Kramer very much. That's not properly cropped. You're not supposed to see the Tom's part. So that it would be Monk's Cafe. Yeah. Jerry and Elaine sit across from each other at Monk's Cafe. Elaine is visibly dismayed. He called you tsundere? The only elevator I walked into. This is the Senpai, a Seinfeld visual novel. Drink in this screenshot, by the way. This is maybe my favorite one so far. Jerry Seinfeld saying, "He called you a tsundere?" It's free. It's one sec. I'll post the link. I'll save over here. Get out! Tsundere, and I don't know what that even means. But it offended you. It's offensive. What does it mean anyway? Explain. Struggle to explain tsundere or refuse to explain tsundere. Oh, that's tricky. Let's struggle. You know, it's like you like someone, but you show it by acting like you hate them. Elaine chews this information over. So Toshio thinks I like him because I act like I don't like him. Exactly! How does that make sense? I don't know. I'm not tsundere. Huh. George rushes through the front door of the cafe, visibly upset. Hey, George. Hey, you guys! There's a pause. George stands by the table, clearly distracted. Something wrong? It's nothing! George sits. George is as upset about his senpai, Elaine. Oh, senpai, huh? You know, I stopped worrying about that senpai stuff a long time ago. I mean, senpais, kohais, who cares? George smiles. George's smile barely conceals a smoldering rage. I guess you're right, Elaine. Who cares? Exactly. What's going on with you anyways? Are you tsundere now? Who told you that? I knew this would happen. Toshio's telling everyone at school that I'm a tsundere. You know, Elaine. Yeah? I don't really worry about that stuff anymore. I mean, tsundere, yandere, who cares, right? Kramer bursts through the cafe doors. He's covered in grease, wild-eyed and ecstatic. George, Elaine, and Jerry look at him silently for a moment. So what did you discover in that warehouse, Kramer? Big ol' can of oil? No, Jerry. Even better. I scored big time downtown at the warehouse. Elaine looks to Jerry for explanation. Kramer lives in a warehouse now. Kramer flops onto his seat at the table, dirtying the cushion with his grimy jumpsuit. Elaine recoils, disgusted. So there I was. Jerry rolls his eyes. Exploring the darkened warehouse, fearing nothing, mystery at every turn. MC in a warehouse anime? Harem warehouse anime? 11 out of 10 would watch. You can't show me an anime that wouldn't be 100 times better with Kramer at the wheel. When all of a sudden, I had a feeling. What did you find, Kramer? I could sense something unbelievable. It was calling my name. Kramer, Kramer. Just get to it. So I find the light switch and I turn it on, and wouldn't you know it? Giant robot. Giant robot? Oh, you bet your bottom dollar, Georgie boy. 100 feet tall. Giant robot? I'm telling you guys, this thing could really do some damage. Could level a whole city. Just as soon as I get it running again. Then we'll say, we guys... Then let's say we guys, we showed off at the school festival. Of course there's a school festival. Oh yeah, that's coming up, huh? We'll be the main attraction. The coolest kids at school. Wait, This thing has room for 3? Yeah, 3 pilots. What's up with these mechs that use more than 1 pilot? I mean, you don't need 3 people to drive a car. It'd be chaos. Traffic's already bad enough. The giant robot is real, and it's magnificent. Exactly. Calligraphy club. Jay is putting the finishing touches on a series of slapdash illegible kanji. Pretty good. I think I'm really getting the hang of this. Senpai approaches Jerry from behind, admiring Jerry's latest piece. Wow, Seinfeld-kun, your line work is excellent. Thanks, Senpai. You know, Seinfeld-kun, I love your jokes. Tell me one. It doesn't really work that way, Senpai. Haha, you always know how to make me laugh. I've got to talk to Senpai about George. Why won't he notice George? Hey, so, Senpai. Saw your midterm grade. Pretty good. Thanks. I don't mean to brag, but I did study very hard. Looks like old George is trying to catch up with you. He's been studying pretty hard, too. Senpai grimaces at the mention of George's name. I know, he's your friend, but don't talk to me about that Costanza. The guy really gets on my nerves. Oh, so you've noticed him. I'll tell you what I've noticed about Costanza. He's a pervert. He makes a mockery of our school's values. The only thing George makes a mockery of is himself. Do you remember the Hot Springs trip, Seinfeld-kun? Nice place! I really enjoyed myself. Well, and it disgusts me to even think about it, but when we were at the Hot Springs, I caught Costanza peeping into the girls' bath. Oh, I wanted Seinfeld anime so bad. Sounds like George. The bell rings, signaling the end of club activities. Just who does that guy think he is, anyway? I'm not sure he even knows. Behind the school. Toshio stands alone in the clearing behind the school. He waits, smirking, with his arms folded across his chest. Elaine strides seriously towards Toshio with her fists clenched. God. Toshio, it's your lucky day. I'm inviting you to the school festival with me. Oh, hey, Benes-chan. I didn't expect that note in my shoe locker was from you. Although I can't say I'm surprised. Toshio, you idiot. I'm doing you a real favor here. You should be thrilled to go with me. Toshio grins smugly. Well, I suppose I have no choice then. Yep. And hey, now we can put this whole tsundere thing to rest, huh? Oh yeah, of course. You're not tsundere. You're not tsundere at all. Exactly. I mean, it's not like I like you or anything. Fucking game. Jerry's apartment. George and Jerry relax at Jerry's apartment. Jerry stands in the kitchen, picking up and putting down different boxes. Yeah, that's about right. George sits in a chair reading a paper. He looks up to speak to Jerry. Excited for the festival, Jerry? What's the deal with the school festival? I have to spend most of my life at school anyway. Now I have to spend my free time there too? When does it end? Oh. Oh, hey. You're in the same culture club as Senpai, right? Did he talk to you? Has he said anything about me? Oh, yeah. I talked to Senpai. Oh, you did? What did he say, Jerry? George, let me ask you a question. A question? What is this? What do you think about people who peep? Peepers? Peepers. Horror flashes across George's face. He quickly regroups and feigns indignation. Peepers, disgusting. The trash of the society. Perverts. No act is more foul, Jerry. If I ever met a peeper, oh boy! You'd want to keep me away from him, Jerry. I see. George relaxes, seemingly relieved. Kramer suddenly bursts through the door, still oil covered. I did it. How's it going, Kramer? Jerry, I did it. I got that bad boy running again. Bad boy? What's this got to do with running again? The mech. The giant robot. I got that engine purring like a kitten. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. So, let's go, guys. Let's take her for a spin. Take her down to the school festival. Strut our stuff. I'll go, but I want to drive. I want to control the legs. George, you got it, buddy. You get to drive the legs. The legs? I don't know. That's a lot of responsibility, George. Are you up to the task? I can do it, Jerry. Let's see Senpai not notice me driving a giant robot. Inside the room. George, Jerry, and Kramer are all in pilot seats, with George controlling the legs of the giant robot. George, you gotta ease up. It's a delicate touch. Will you be quiet? How am I supposed to control this thing if you keep backseat piloting me? I'm just saying, if you're too rough with her, you're gonna get burned. Huh? Burned! Ah! Wait till Senpai sees me controlling a giant robot. Let's see him not notice me then. George, you're hard to ignore. George momentarily loses control. Oh my god! It's a mashup of Cruel Angel Pieces and the Seinfeld theme. That is beautiful. George momentarily loses control of the robot and scrambles to regain composure. Elaine stands at Toshio at the periphery of the school festival. Where do you want to go first, Bennis-chan? Elaine stops as she hears the robot approaching from afar. She peers into the distance. Go, Seinfeld Rangers. Shh, Toshio, be quiet. Giant robot? Is that Elaine? I thought she didn't like Toshio. She doesn't. So why is she at the festival with him? To prove she doesn't? That doesn't make any sense. We'll be there any minute. Oh! George returns to his control station, frantically grasping at levers and pushing buttons. You're piloting like a maniac, George. I know what I'm doing, Kramer. I've heard that one before. George haphazardly wrenches a lever out of the control panel. Oh, what was that? Nothing. Everything's fine. Doing great, George. Senpai appears on the robot's view screen, entering the school festival. I wonder if Seinfeld has arrived. I'd love to hear him riff on the school festival. Oh, what did he just say? George turns to Jerry with an accusatory look on his face. Okay, Jerry, illuminate me. Why did Senpai notice you? I thought you were on my side. I've never felt so wronged. The shame, the utter shame, Jerry. Well, George, maybe you shouldn't have been a paper. George is shocked. He slumps back in his seat, defeated. Who told you? Who saw me? Jerry doesn't speak. His face says it all. Senpai? George, we're headed right towards your senpai. We've got to change course. George wrestles with the controls in futility. The robot will not budge. He's got to move. Senpai's gotta get out of the way. And George pulls a bullhorn out of the control panel. Senpai, it's me, your friend George. You've got to move out of the way. Costanza, I'll never listen to that fool. He's not moving an inch. It's like he doesn't even notice you, George. Senpai, please, you have to move. Jerry covers George's eyes with his hand. Ask George to join the collection. Looks like Senpai will never notice you now, George. Jerry, George, and Kramer wince in anticipation. Ah! Oh, God. What an ending. Oh, man. The game just closes. Oh, that's fantastic. Who made that? Give me one sec here. Bravo to PNTGRM. Your heroes. Clark Jewett and at JRDP quadruple T. True visionaries. Oh boy. How do you follow that up? I don't even know, man. I'm flabbergasted. Well, we could actually finally start. Yeah, okay, give me a sec. It's thematic. That ended with giant robots. We can start the next giant robot thing. I'm going to set up Pat Labor. This will take about 5 minutes. Hopefully less than that, actually. Give me one sec. I'll toss up the BRB in the meantime. There we go. And I'll try changing the stream title again.